I want you guys to take a moment and think about something that you consider a strength that you have.
Okay, let me tell you one thing. I'm a very handy person. I'm a person that's always active. I don't remain myself still.
I can see myself as a person who is able to organize, to manage time to others.
Awesome. Kate, how about you? What's your strength?
I would say it is my persistence. If I really into something, I will go to the end and I will put in a lot of effort and time. Yeah, I think it's one of my strengths.
Yeah, just like talked about some strengths. Once I decide to do something, I have a strong determination and willpower. And also I have a great peace of mind when something happens very frightening and very frustrating, whatever it is. I'm so peaceful, so I can handle my mind.
You mentioned willingness and readiness to engage in English conversation. How do you use that every day or like regularly, like, attending conversation groups or in your life?
I'm not afraid to speak to anyone. I always try to be positive. I try to find something in common to create a connection with a person.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you are a good conversationalist, what you're describing there. And that's an amazing social skill. Wow, I admire you for that. And G, do you want to share a little bit more about your strength?
When it comes to things with English, I have strong determination. Whenever I have time, I try to read out loud. When I am driving, try to speak to myself or speak to my son in English. And also just feeling like I'm the author. So trying to present that contents to the people like that. So I do my best and try as much as I can.
Well, the topic that we are discussing is titled Signature Strengths. Why signature? I mean, your signature, your actual signature is unique to you. Therefore, the metaphor here with signature strengths, the strengths that are very unique to you. Your uniqueness is most clearly represented by your strengths: creativity, curiosity, judgment/critical thinking, love of learning, and perspective. Those are categorized under wisdom, right? Next, we have bravery, perseverance, honesty, and zest. Next set of strengths: love, kindness, social intelligence. Then we have teamwork, fairness, leadership. Then we have forgiveness, humility, prudence, and self-regulation. And lastly, appreciation of beauty and excellence, gratitude, hope, humor, spirituality. Those are the 24 strengths. We're good? And another author tells us every hour you invest in an area where you have natural talent has a multiplying effect. Whereas each hour you spend trying to remedy a weakness is like working against a gravitational force. Yet many people spend years or even decades working on weaknesses in hopes that doing so will make them well-rounded. What do you think about this idea that it is better to focus on our strengths and maybe even becoming better at utilizing those strengths rather than trying to remedy the things we are naturally not good at, our weaknesses? I would say that statement might be a little bit controversial there. Some people will argue that you should also care about the things that are your weaknesses.
I would say that our strength, we have to make sure that we use them and we are going to be much better and we're going to try to polish them. But our weaknesses, we have to find ways to mitigate them for sure.
We're going to move on to the next activity, which is very fun. Take 3 minutes to put together your strength profile. So out of the 24 strengths presented here, what are your top 5 strengths? Rank them, okay, from highest to lowest. Paste it in the comments then. I want to see everybody's strength profiles in the comments. So keep that strength profile because we're going to use it for the next discussion point. So we've got Ahmed, creativity at the top. Love that. Love of learning, honesty, kindness, teamwork.
Yes.
That's a 5th. My strength profile: creativity, curiosity, appreciation of beauty and excellence. Too much of it might be interpreted as perfectionism, too much of it, but if it's kept moderate, it's okay. Leadership, perseverance. Natalia, critical thinking, honesty, fairness, kindness, humor. We've got G here with honesty at the top, followed by spirituality, social intelligence, appreciation of beauty. You're noticing here that no strength profile is like any other ones, like from our group here. They're all going to be different. And that is what it means to be unique. Kate, perseverance, fairness, kindness, curiosity, hope. Yuli, perseverance, kindness, prudence, fairness, forgiveness. Larissa, perseverance, creativity, teamwork, love of learning, gratitude. Carly's, kindness, humor, perseverance, teamwork, curiosity. Love it, love it, love it, love it. How can you use your top strength to empower your English fluency development, your learning? Mine is creativity. How can I, starting Monday, use creativity, my top strength, in favor of improving my own English?
Yeah, for me, it's love learning because I am an engineer and I'm always learning a lot of things, a lot of technologies, a lot of new technologies, and also I try to learn to master the language. So I think love learning is that's something that I need to do.
Can I ask you something, Ahmed? Like currently, the learning that you engage in every day, how much of that is in your native language, and how much of it is in English, like currently, right now, percentage-wise?
I think maybe 20%.
20% in English?
Yeah.
All right. Ahmed, I think if you just make that a 40%, you can easily boost and take your learning to the next level. I do 100% of my learning in English. I mean, only in a situation where I don't have like an English version, I would consider something in Spanish, but like automatically and out of intuition, I Google stuff in English.
I think some of my strengths or the strengths of my profile could help me to improve, to be fluent speaking English. For example, I love learning. I like to read. I enjoy listening to podcasts in English.
Let me go through my strength profile. I put creativity at the top. And this is actually great for if you're an English learner or a language learner, because knowing English means that you can understand it and that you can produce English, meaning you can write it or you can speak it. And creativity is all about creating things, creating something. People that actually value creativity, I think they have a leg up, they have an advantage in this case. You have like love of learning, second place, that is a great advantage as well. So we have different kinds of advantages. I am curious, so I am constantly, learning new things. Then I've got number 3, appreciation of beauty and excellence. And, I have always paid a lot of attention to my mistakes and wanting to become better and to refine my English. And I think it goes back to this strength or virtue. I appreciate excellence, so I don't want to be making mistakes. I do take them as up whenever I make mistakes, which happens all the time. I take them as an opportunity to actually improve. Leadership, I think it's key in my current focus of building a supportive environment and community for English learners, heroic English. I think if I didn't have leadership, I would be doing something else. I wouldn't be putting so much energy and focus on building this community of deeply passionate English learners who want to better themselves. Tomasz, how do you think your leadership skills can help you with your English? Do you see any way that they might connect?
Team activities, for example, organizing Zoom sessions and
I see leadership as something that can give you the power to really take initiative in things. Like, what initiatives can I take that will help me connect deeper with this thing that I love, which is English, and I want to pursue this objective of becoming more fluent or making it a bigger, more important part of my life, whatever that is. I can take initiative. I don't need to rely on anybody to really help me. I can do it myself if I take initiative, and that's a superpower in my opinion. I
Yeah, I
love
couldn't
that.
agree more because I could be a leader for myself.
Question for both of us, Tomasz and myself, because we both place curiosity second. What's the difference between curiosity and love of learning?
For me, curiosity is the fundamental thing because you are able to be taught something new.
I think curiosity is more like embracing the chaos, right? Versus love of learning is learning something with a bit of like more structured approach. Curiosity is like being a little bit open and exploring new things, new topics, going into the unknown a little bit further.
As for me, I am very curious about the origin of English words. Sometimes it is like that some words are spelled in a very strange way, and I like to be very curious about the origin of that word, and then it is more easier for me to remember to memorize that word and how it is spelled and how it should be pronounced.
Your mastery of a word is more solid when you know the etymology of it, like how it originated, how it took the shape that the word has. And that's like a very direct application of curiosity, because if the question is how can curiosity help you with your English, in this case you're addressing English itself. Like I'm curious about the origin of words. I wonder if critical thinking is something that could fuel your understanding of grammar, particularly if you're coming like from the perspective you want to understand the engineering of the language, the fundamental parts and how they interact and with each other. I think that's one that I also like. I could have included in my top 5.
Well, absolutely. I actually think that critical thinking can and will help you master the grammar of the language, the mechanics of English. And that is it. Wow, that was a beast of a video. And the key takeaway for you from this video is get clarity on what your strengths are. Knowing this is extremely useful because that's going to inform what you do, how you change your routine of English learning and speaking practice so that it's in better alignment with the things that you are naturally good at, your strengths. This doesn't mean that you're not gonna, want to get out of your comfort zone or work on the weaker areas of your English. It just means that you are going to pursue getting out of your comfort zone, but with your strengths much more often than with your weaknesses. You're going to be leading with your strengths. For example, my strength is creativity. I can still push the boundaries of my zone of comfort with my creativity. Like instead of making a video here for YouTube once per week, I could do 2. And I could also include maybe writing a well-detailed blog article 1 or 2 per week, for example. Alright folks, I love making this video. One last thing is participate in the Heroic English Conversations. I'd love to see you there and actually meet you. All you've got to do is go to heroicenglish.com, sign up for free, just leave your email there and you're going to get an invitation for next Saturday. If you have any questions about what we discussed today, I suggest you go and look for clarity on our Facebook group. This is a community designed to be a supportive environment for you and your English to thrive in. You're gonna love it there. It's really fun and it's full of activity. People are posting, people are sharing their videos. We do a lot of things. And of course, it's like our hub for talking about Heroic English and organizing the upcoming meetups. Honestly, it's one of the best places online for your English to thrive in. So go there. I'd love to see you there. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for making it until this point. I really appreciate that. And I'll see you in the next video.